Tampa Bay Buccaneers, inviting you to join me and Jason Alessi for the home team every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on the TAN Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter. Special guests, prizes, and your phone calls about the Bucs, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
The Rays have won the American League pennant. The Tampa Bay Lightning win their second straight Stanley Cup.
The Tampa Bay Sun have won the USL Super League Championship.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think.
It's time for the Father and Son's home team on the TAN Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live. The home team is brought to you by Father and Son's Windows and Doors, locally owned and operated with offices in Tampa Bay and Orlando. Visit them on the web at faswd.com and mention the home team for special pricing. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, Brother Pat Porter, and welcome to the home team. Glad to have you with us, and really looking forward to today's show because it's the first time in 3 weeks that Jason and Matt and myself have all been here.
Yes. How long will it last? That's the key.
Yeah, well, that's a good question. But we're glad to have you with us. We've got plenty to talk about today. Jason, I wanted to get your thoughts on Joe Rock.
Okay. Who?
Okay. How about Ian Seymour?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Well, these are just two of the newest arrays. Again, then they added some more on Thursday. Yeah. No, actually, Joe Rock and Ian Seymour are both on the roster, and Ian Seymour pitched last night. And if you didn't watch, you didn't see more. Yeah. But with regards to Joe Rock, oftentimes he's been caught between a rock and a hard place.
I was going to say, or is he hiding under a rock?
Yeah.
With that name.
He's,
I guess
they bring him in when there's a jam, so he's a rock in a hard place.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, as the Rays turned, they had
it's turned for the worse. I think they're pretty much about done.
Yeah, they had the general manager on the air last night, and he was trying to do his best to explain, why they traded so and so and
but honestly,
so and so.
I didn't think they did as bad as they did in past years. I mean, the players like Yandy Diaz is still on the team.
Yeah.
Brandon Lammy, who were the main ones that they traded? It was Caballero, who didn't get off to a good start last night,
and Taj Bradley, who they sent down to the minors.
But Bradley had been up and down. He had been kind of all over the place sometimes. Yeah. I mean, he pitches well sometimes, but other times he gets himself into a lot of jams early on.
Zach Littell
was
sent down or actually traded.
But you can't really be surprised with how the Rays are playing right now. They just, when they're things are falling apart, it doesn't look like they're going to go anywhere.
And in the game on Thursday night in New York, they lost 3 players to injury in the same game. And they actually finished the game with no one available on the bench.
Wow.
They just had to leave the guys in there that were there. So tough times for the Rays. And I'm not even going to say hopefully they can turn it around this year. I don't think they can.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you could say is they got off to a bad start early on in the season. It looked like, the team's going nowhere. Then they had a nice winning streak for a while, which they nearly got into first place. But with the way things are going now, I wouldn't be too hopeful. They don't have the firepower to do it.
Well, and they're embarking on a 4-city road trip on Monday, starting in Anaheim against the Angels, and then they play all along I think they play the Giants and they play the Mariners and one other stop
out west.
Out west.
Well, but what's really disappointing is they're in danger of falling into last place. I mean, you think as bad as the Orioles were playing, they started to win some now, and with the Rays slide, there's only a few games separating the Rays and the Orioles.
Of course, does it really matter if they finish 4th or 5th?
You don't want to finish in last place.
No,
I guess
I guess you get a better draft pick.
Yeah,
that would be one thing, and then that's somebody that you could trade eventually.
It's unfortunate because they were looking very good for a period of time.
Yeah.
We thought that they definitely would be a playoff team the way it was looking, and it shows you how things can change in a hurry.
Matt has researched it. They play the Angels, the Mariners, the A's, and the Giants in that order. So 4 different West Coast stops. I guess the one good thing is that once you get acclimated to being out on the West Coast, you're going to be there for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard Brian Anderson say last night that when they leave, the kids will have been in school for a week by the time they get back.
Uh-huh.
So that shows you how long they're going to be gone. I think it's like 2 weeks that they're out there on the West Coast. Want to say hello to Brother Pat watching on Facebook Live. DJ Bolt is watching on Facebook Live, as is Donald. And we welcome all of you. Thanks for joining us. I know there's a few more of you out there that are tuned in. And John, welcome. And Solly, welcome to the show as well. Some other things to get to. Buccaneers training camp continuing along. They have their first preseason game 1 week from tonight at Raymond James Stadium against the Tennessee Titans. And Baker Mayfield has a bruised hand, and unfortunately it's his throwing hand, but he's listed as day-to-day. So do you think he would even see any action in the first game?
No, I think the trend is the starters don't see any action hardly in the first game, unless there's a competition going on.
I was going to say maybe the first series of downs or something like that.
No, I don't think that he'll play at all the first game.
So especially
with having a bruised hand.
Yeah. Now, bruised hands, it just takes some time for it to go away. I've experienced that before, and I know what that's like. So hopefully he'll be back maybe for the second preseason game or certainly the third.
I think this is the second one is kind of the dress rehearsal where they get more because you don't want him to play in the last preseason game.
That'll be on the road at Pittsburgh,
right?
The second game.
But that's So because with just the 3 preseason games now, I think it's the second one you see the starters the most.
Mm-hmm.
At least for a few series.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but optimism abounds for the Bucks. And with the downturn of the Rays, I think the Tampa Bay sports fans are just chomping at the bit to see some Buccaneer football.
Yes, absolutely. And look, the Bucks, they should have another very good team, I think. The one thing that could derail any team you never can predict is the injuries. But hopefully if the guys can stay healthy, then they're going to be right there. They have a great offense. The defense, I think, should be improved. And that's really all they need. They need for it to improve a little bit. They don't need the defense to be dominant like it once was, but just a little bit of improvement. I was sorry to see that one of their rookies has been lost for the year. I believe David Walker, the rookie linebacker who they drafted, had some high hopes for him.
4th round, I think.
So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I guess that can happen. That's going to happen with players.
Yeah, that does, and you just kind of go with it, and that's why you have the phrase "next man up," and that often comes into play with just virtually every team in the NFL. So football season is underway, though. We had our first game on Thursday night, the Hall of Fame game, and a number of inductees going in today. I think there's 4 of them going in today at Canton, Ohio. And then next weekend is when everybody plays their first preseason game.
Right.
So we're all looking forward to that. By the way, Steve Carney is going to join us coming up at 9:45, and he'll do his best to sort out this whole thing with the Rays, and we'll get his thoughts on the trades that they made. And my question that I wonder with Steve Carney, and we'll ask him, does the new prospective owner have any insight or have any control at all over the moves that are made? Would he have had to okay those moves?
My guess right now is no, because he's not. The deal hasn't officially gone through yet. Am I correct?
Correct.
It won't. They're expecting that in September to go through. So if he's not the owner, I would say no. That it's all the current ownership and current management making those decisions.
I'm just thinking, though. I mean, if you and I agreed that you were going to buy my car, and I said, okay, great, you get it. we'll do the sale on September 1st. And then I call you back in a couple of weeks and say, oh, by the way, I dinged it up a little bit. It's got a little dent in the right side now.
I don't know that
the left headlight isn't working anymore either.
But I don't think that the moves that the Rays made were overly consequential, considering where they're at. Again, it was Taj Bradley, Zach Littell, and Jose Caballero.
Yeah,
they didn't get rid of some of the
Curtis
players.
Meade is another one.
Yeah,
but he was kind of a reserve
you figure
player.
who their top players: Junior Caminero, Jonathan Aranda.
Mm-hmm.
Still Yanni Diaz has been a consistent player. None of those guys. You got the rookie Chandler Simpson. I think a lot of the top players are there still. They didn't move those guys, so that's a good sign. I don't think that the players that they let go are. I don't think it's going to have any impact to how they're going to do this season, and moving forward. I think those are players they can replace with others. I think.
Speaking of trade requests, that is running rampant, particularly in Dallas. The number of players are not happy with where they're at.
Yeah, Micah Parsons, he wants to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
Also in Washington, Terry McLaurin, the receiver, wants out. I know Trey Hendrickson, the defensive lineman in Cincinnati, has been unhappy with his contract situation. So, just, players wanting to get paid and they feel like the negotiations aren't going well and they put it out there that they want to be traded, I guess, trying to force their team's hand to make a deal. We'll see what happens. It certainly seems like with Dallas, there's always some sort of off-the-season drama with the players.
America's team.
America's team, yeah.
And I got a chuckle out of this. The WNBA players have been saying, pay us what we're worth, that we deserve more. They make about $80,000 a season. That's what I'm hearing is the average. They're saying, pay us what we're worth. Well, they totaled up all of the WNBA teams and the amount of lost money that they had. And it came out that each player owes the team about $12,000.
Oh, jeez.
If they pay them what they're worth. So I guess that quieted things down a little bit there as far as that goes. Lightning training camp is only about 6 weeks away, right around the middle of September, a little bit before that. And it's hard to, when we got feels like temperature of 106 degrees, hard to think about hockey, but we're about 6 weeks away and the Lightning will be getting things underway.
Well, we'll see. I mean, hopefully it's Lightning should have another very good team. The real question is how far can they go in the playoffs?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, obviously you hope they make the playoffs first and foremost.
Got to make them first.
You got to make it first, but still the Lightning, they still have the core of talented players there. What's going to take to get them back over the hump to being a championship caliber team? That's what we're going to have to wait and see.
And our top of the hour trivia question is all about Jason Alessi.
Oh, thank you.
So you are the subject of our trivia question that we'll be asking just before the top of the hour break. So stay tuned for that. You are not eligible though, Jason, on this one.
Yeah, I figured that.
Because I think you'd probably know the answer.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, that's coming up right before the top of the hour. I guess if you didn't know the answer, there'd be something wrong. We'd have to check on you. But anyway, did you have a good time at Disney?
I didn't go to Disney.
That's right. You told me about that.
I had a good time. Well, it was relaxing. I pulled a muscle. Sometimes you pull muscle jumping off and on the bandwagon. I guess I did it somehow jumping at work. And that bandwagon. And so, I was in a lot of pain. So
how are you doing now?
Good. It's still there.
Okay.
But I got a couple of massages. I'm going back again on Wednesday to get that situated.
Well, so I'm right there with you, my friend.
Yeah.
You know what? While I was on our vacation, and I've said over the air, I've been having problems with my eye. And thank you for all of you for your prayers and thoughts. I did not have surgery this past Wednesday, which I was scheduled to.
Oh, was scheduled? Okay.
Because the fragment of cataract in my eye dissipated by itself.
Okay.
It took longer than the doctor thought it would take, but it dissipated by itself.
Oh, good.
So I'm still a little blurry. And while I was on vacation, I went to a movie with my son.
Mm-hmm.
And we're walking along, and it's pretty dim in the movie, and it had these steps that were very gradual steps. And I went to the first 3 steps going and thought that was the last step. Nope. There's a fourth. And I did a face plant right there.
Oh dear.
Hyperextended my left knee. And it's just in the past couple of days has gotten back to normal. So
well, it's always
I can
something.
relate.
As we get older, there's muscle pulls, back issues. I've had a situation like this before. It got a few years ago. It got really, really bad. I did the same thing. I had to go to the chiropractor and get massages. So it's from time to time. I just, I'm going to try to get in the habit of doing stretches more often. At the house every chance I get to limber up a little bit. But it's just one of those things. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. So. Anyway, I certainly upset my son. He was, Dad, are you okay? You okay? Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah.
And at the time, I just said, I'm fine. Nothing hurt but my pride, But then the next day, I could feel
you could feel it.
That
happened to me with my mom years ago at the movie theater, and she was carrying all the popcorn. And then boom. She was fine. She was fine. The popcorn, not so much, but that happened. That happens too.
Yeah, probably looked like it was snowing.
Yeah.
With the popcorn all over the place. Anyway, so that's just part of life. What are you gonna do? You just keep going. And yesterday, while I was at our beach condo, I'm getting ready to get into the pool, and the pavement was so hot, because the sun had been shining.
It does get hot.
So I had the brilliant idea that instead of walking on the pavement, I'm going to walk on the ledge of the pool, so I could be in the feet in the water. And I didn't slip, but I missed a step.
Oh dear!
And went right into the pool. Feet first, and which was fortunate because the water was only 3 feet deep. But that banged up my knee.
There you go, something more. You should have just gone in and done the cannonball and got that over with.
Well, that's what it looked like by the time I finished it. That's exactly what it looked like. And fortunately, there was no one there. So, I didn't have to put up with people saying, "Are you okay? What happened? That poor guy just fell in the pool," But anyway, what are you going to do? We're going to take a break. That's what we're going to do. And then Donald, who's been away for a few weeks, in fact, people were asking about him, is back with us, and he's going to kick things off for us when we come back. Al and Jason both try not to get an injury
during the timeout.
The timeout, right. More of the home team coming up here on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team on TAN Talk, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, Sploosh, and Facebook
Live.
This is the TAN Talk Radio Network.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's Betts, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need from clothing to AFCO and skinny water culture to Shimano and Daiwa reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo, and online at customfishing.com.
If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com. Beach Dogs Friday are back this summer. On the last Friday home game of the month, the Clearwater Threshers become their alternate identity, the Clearwater Beach Dogs. Presented by Veterinary Emergency Group. Beach Dog Fridays are dog-friendly, and each dog ticket benefits a local pet charity each month. Bring your pup to play on the berm, eat a hot dog, and maybe meet our bat dog, Lucy May. Dog tickets are available for purchase in person at the Baycare Ballpark box office. All other tickets are available at threshersbaseball.com. Sooner or later, you're going to need a plumber. It's just a fact of life. Want somebody honest and reliable? The plumber I use is the Bearded Plumber. I've known Thomas since his high school days and now is an established plumber who offers 24-hour-a-day full service because plumbing emergencies don't wait. Keep this number handy. You know you're going to need it. It's 866-882-3273. The Bearded Plumber, 866-882-3273.
Life Builders Christian Counseling Center brings hurting people to wholeness in Christ. Life Builders is a professional counseling center with multiple counselors and locations in Brandon and Tampa. They offer in-person, Zoom, and group sessions, counseling individuals, married couples, children and adolescents, and families. Some of our licensed counselors take most insurances. Call 813-438-5949 or visit lifebuilderscounseling.org. Life Builders can help. 813-438-5949 and at lifebuilderscounseling.org.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning and host of the Home Team Sports Radio Show. I'm here to tell you about our educational home team, Cambridge Christian School. No longer Tampa Bay's best-kept secret, CCS is the perfect blend of academic rigor and a biblical worldview foundation, serving families for over 60 years. Come see why we are the #1 rated Christian school in Tampa and visit us at ccslancers.com.
Family owned and operated, T&D Golf on West Waters Avenue in Tampa is the place to find everything you need for your golfing experience at affordable prices. Club repair is available as well. As a longtime sponsor of the home team, T&D wants to make sure you get the very best quality at a price you can afford. Open at 4205 West Waters Avenue, half-mile west of North Dale Mabry, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. T&D Golf, making golf affordable.
My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
Now let's get back to the home team with the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to the home team. And Donald and John, hang on just a second. We're going to get to you, but I had one thing come up with my son up in Ohio, who I spent a very enjoyable couple of weekends with on my vacation, and he got a hold of me this week, and Marilyn Manson, who I'm not a fan of. I've heard of him, but I'm not a fan of. But you, Jason, being of the rock music,
no, I know of it. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of his, but I know of him and some of his songs. Yeah.
Well, he has a concert coming to Cleveland September the 16th. And my son dearly wanted to buy a couple of tickets. He wasn't looking for free tickets. He was willing to pay for them. So he took off work a half hour early, and he got in line online. He was in the queue to buy the tickets. And immediately when it became available, he clicked on purchase, and they said, "I'm sorry, it's sold out." And it sold out in less than 3 minutes. And apparently there were 3,000 tickets for sale, and in 3 minutes they were gone. And it turns out that there were a total of 60 people that purchased tickets. 60 people bought 3,000 tickets.
Yeah.
So something wrong there.
Very wrong. Yeah.
Mhm.
And like you said, they're the scalpers, essentially.
Yeah, because
Looking to
then 6-7 minutes after they announced that it was sold out on Ticketmaster and SeatGeek and some other venues, tickets were going for up to $500.
I was under the impression that was not legal anymore, that for people to buy tickets and then try to resell them beyond face value.
Well, maybe our listeners have some insight on that. I don't know if that's the case in all states, but I guess some of these scalpers have like 50 different emails, and they register all these different emails, so it looks like a lot of different people, but it's actually one person buying all of them through the 50 emails that they have. So very unfortunate. If you know anything about that, I tried to comfort my son as best I could, but if you know anything about that, we'd love to hear from you. Let's go to Donald, who's been patiently waiting for us, and we've been patiently waiting for him because he's been gone for a couple of weeks, and people were asking about you, Donald.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. I've had my grandson, and every weekend we've been doing stuff. I've been to Texas for a week, beginning of July. Had him here, went back to Texas last week, and to bring him back. And he was in a month-long fishing tournament.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
He got a 24-inch largemouth bass.
Oh, wonderful.
So yeah, that's a big fish. That's a big bass.
It is.
Well, last week on the show, we had Jesse Wright from Betts Fishing Center, and he was asking for you because he wanted to know, he was in a redfish tournament and wanted to know where's a good place to go to catch redfish.
Oh, I know a couple good places. Anclote, there's some islands around Anclote. There's some oyster bars. Fort DeSoto in the backwaters, they called Maintenance Hole, up there along the mangroves. In fact, I'm going to be there next Saturday with my kayak club at Fort DeSoto.
Okay.
That's what that is. And anybody wants to come by, I'm going to be at the beach area and grilling cheeseburgers and hot dogs.
All right.
It's an incredible month. Went out a charter, and you got 7 different species in one day. So he needed 8. We didn't get the grouper. That's a tough fish to get on an inshore boat.
Right.
Are they usually further out in the saltwater?
Yeah, they're usually further out, but there's some rock piles in Tampa Bay that hold grouper.
Okay.
And but we were using light tackle. He hooked up a couple to them, but they broke off on the rocks. Because they're only using like 20-pound test. And
yeah, I remember the grouper were always hardest for me to catch. They're strong fish.
Yeah,
they try to go back into the rocks. Once they take the bait. So yeah, that's.
By the way, we've had someone comment on Facebook Live that there's actually companies that specialize in tickets for sports, concerts, and more. They have software that goes in when they go on sale, and it purchases essentially in bulk, and then they can sell at much higher values. So there's actually companies that do this now that buy up the tickets.
That should not be allowed, in my opinion. That's not right.
No, the average person who just wants a couple of tickets to go and enjoy the show can't get them. Very unfortunate.
I like going to concerts. Me and Liz, and but a lot of the artists now, the big artists, like ACDC or a lot of the other ones, will have a limit of 8 tickets. But like you said, there could be companies, people who have different email accounts.
Yeah.
They're the same person, have all these different accounts and different credit cards on file, to buy tickets. But I'm assuming you're talking about the House of Blues in Cleveland. From
yes. Yep.
Yeah, I see that the cheapest ticket there is $195.
Right, and the face value is $60. So
yeah, I know it's absolutely ridiculous.
And that's $195 per ticket. and not for a pair. So
that's exactly
$135 markup per tickets.
Yeah, I'm looking at tickets $435, $372.
That's a ripoff.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I told him, I says, wait until the day of the concert even, and you may see some of those tickets drop like a rock.
That's probably the best.
Not like Joe Rock, but like a rock.
Yeah.
And that might be the best way to go. Or I said, just go down to the venue, and there may be people outside.
Well, let me tell you, that's what I often did when my brother Johnny went to a lot of concerts with him, and he was the master wheeler and dealer negotiator.
Yeah.
He wouldn't bother to get him beforehand. He'd go there that day, and a lot of those guys he knew, and he'd make sure we get tremendous tickets for a very reasonable price.
I got into a New York Ranger game for $5 because I waited until the game actually started.
Right. Yeah.
And the guy was desperate. He's holding the tickets.
Sure. He wants
has
to get
no
rid of them.
intention of going.
That's the time to get him.
So I said, I'll give you $5 for it. And he goes, here, and he didn't actually. I think he took the $5, but cheapest I ever got into a New York Ranger game for.
Hey, why not?
So, all right, very good. Well, Donald, welcome back. And have you had a chance to get out to Joe's Hot Dogs yet?
I have not.
Okay.
I need to get out there. That's the new the old Daddy Dogs. Right?
That's correct. Yeah, in the same location, right there at the corner of Hillsborough, or actually 580 and McMullen Booth.
McMullen Booth. Yep.
All right. Well, Donald, good to hear from you. Welcome back, and thanks for joining us today.
I appreciate you guys. Hey, great show as always, and I won't be a stranger now for the rest of the year.
Well, good. And I also want to mention October 5th is the date that we have set for Purple Passion this year for Reach Out, Speak Out. So I hope you can come by for October the 5th.
Yeah, me and Liz will be there.
All right. Very good. Appreciate that.
Right.
Let's go to John.
Thanks,
we haven't heard from John in a little bit. Hello, John. You're on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team.
Good morning, guys. How are you all?
Good morning, John.
Good morning to you.
Excellent.
Have you made it out to Joe's yet?
Yes, it's awesome.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah. And they have this Hank's cream soda. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Tremendous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some vintage things there.
Yes.
What'd you get on the hot dog?
Where they get grilled onions, tomatoes. What else? That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
lots of grilled onions.
Can you taste the hot dog after burying it with grilled onions?
Oh, I know. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, the Vienna. Oh, yeah.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you going out there, and hope you continue to stop in.
Absolutely. Did you get the passes from Astro?
I did.
I just gave them to him.
Jason,
Back
great
in,
job.
I made
Thank
sure.
you.
Oh, yes.
All right.
And many of these will be going up for bid at our Purple Passion that we have coming up on October the 5th.
Excellent.
We sell them in 4-packs or put them available, and
Great.
That helps us with Reach Out, Speak Out.
Yeah, those are our new passes. They
I
look
noticed
really
that. Yeah.
sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
got
old
a
ones
new
are still
printer.
accepted, though, right?
Oh, yes. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, these are nice looking passes.
Oh, I know.
All right.
And I got to make it out to Alessi again and have another great lunch. I got vacation time coming up. I'll be there next week.
Fantastic. I look forward to having you there. Thank you.
Just an awesome sandwich. It's unbelievable.
Good.
Well, John, if you can do me a favor, when you go to Alessi Bakery, can you try and slow Jason down a little bit so he doesn't injure himself anymore?
Yeah.
I know. He runs around so
I
fast.
often said if I slow down, I might injure myself. I'll injure myself even more. Unfortunately, because I'm not used to doing that either. So
I know.
Then I'll have an even worse pull.
Yeah, there you go.
1 minute he's selling cheesecakes, the next he's cooking Philly cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I often go back and forth between the bakery side and the deli side.
Oh, I know. I was watching you.
Oh, yeah. I like it, though. It keeps me, again, I get my exercise. I enjoy it.
Hey, John, have you tried the Crunch Pup at Alessi Bakery?
Not yet.
No.
Okay, well.
It's been in the works for a long time.
Just a few years, but one of these days you'll thank me for it.
We had a special penny pasta with chicken parmesan the other day.
Wow.
At Alessi?
Yeah. So we do from some specials from time to time in the deli.
Wow.
Gourmet
But,
dinner.
Yeah, it was very good. But no, I'll stick with the Crunch Puff. Try to
Sure.
get back on that.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Did you hear a few weeks ago that guy Nick hit 4 home runs? 22-year-old. They call him the Big Oven.
No, I didn't.
From the A's.
Okay.
In one game, he had 4 home runs.
I think I did hear about that. One of my coworkers who follows sports was telling me about that. I actually honestly didn't believe that it could have been in one game.
Yeah.
I mean, that almost has to be a record or tied or close to tying a record.
Yes.
That's incredible.
Tremendous.
By the way, Jason alerted me that Jose Caballero made an error last night with the Yankees.
Yeah, not a great
allowing
start.
the tying run to score.
Right.
Oh, yeah. The other team scored 9 runs in 3 innings to beat the Yankees.
Yeah, there were some crazy games last night. I think it set a record for most hits or most runs. But my gosh, like the Yankees lost to the Marlins 13-12. You had a game between the Rockies beat the Pirates 17-16. I mean,
wow.
you had other.
These are football scores.
It's a football score, yeah.
And the Reds and the Braves.
They combined for a lot.
Yeah, in one inning, I believe the 8th inning, each team scored like 9 runs.
Oh, it was nuts. Yeah, that was
sure.
talking about the ball flying out last night for every team.
Nick Kurtz is the guy you're speaking of, John, that had the 4 home runs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Buccaneers season. I believe they're going win the division and go on to the playoffs and do great things this year.
Well, let's hope.
So, yeah, I mean, they've won the division now 4 straight. I mean, there's 5 straight playoff appearances, 4 straight division titles. Really amazing. I hope they keep that going.
I'm a little discouraged that they have so many 1 o'clock games this year.
Yeah, that's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help them and it'll affect the other team. It'll affect their opponent more, though. That's what you hope with that. The other team will wilt in the heat.
Emeka Egbuka is what you're speaking of. Egbuka. I'm still working on it. I still don't have it down.
Yeah.
I got to get it down by next Saturday, though, if he plays, which I think he will.
Well, listen, you remember the boxer, Ibeabuchi?
Yeah.
If you can say him, Ibeabuchi.
The guy who ended up in the hoochie. Yeah. I can remember that. All right. Well, John, great to hear from you.
Have a great weekend.
And if you would put October 5th down on your calendar, I hope you can make it out to our Reach Out, Speak Out Purple Passion coming up on October 5th. It's a Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Sunday afternoon from like 1 to 3.
Yeah, that would be nice.
All right. Very good.
All right.
Thank you, John.
Take care.
All right. Appreciate it. John. We're going to hit a break. Steve Carney's going to join us on the other side. We'll get into the Rays more with him and see what his thoughts are about all the deals and how they did and what the new owner might think of the deals. We'll talk all of that with Steve Carney. All coming up next here on the Father and Son Windows and Doors Home Team on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Palm Pavilion on Clearwater Beach is back and better than ever. Beautiful sunsets on sparkling Clearwater Beach, relaxing times with a wide variety of menu items, from sandwiches, seafood, landlubbers' favorites, desserts, and your favorite alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks is what you'll find at the Palm Pavilion. Located at 10 Bay Esplanade on Clearwater Beach, they're saying there's no place like this place anyplace else, so this must be the place truly applies. Come and enjoy a relaxing lunch, dinner, or drinks at one of Tampa Bay's gems that visitors from all over the world make a destination. The Palm Pavilion, 10 Bay Esplanade, right on Clearwater Beach. Visit them and check out their menu on the web at palmpavilion.com. That's palmpavilion.com. If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, FASWD.com. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Buccaneers, and the Home Team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is, with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
If you fishermen and ladies need anything for your fishing enjoyment, you'll find it at Bet's Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton and Largo. Rods and reels by Shimano and Daiwa, frozen bait for saltwater fishing, clothing from Avco and Skinny Water Culture, Costa Del Mar sunglasses, and more. Visit them online at customfishing.com. Open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Bet's Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton in Largo.
Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
Time for more of the Home Team. Here again are Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to the Home Team. We certainly are glad that you've made us part of your Saturday. We know you have a lot of things to do on Saturday, but we do appreciate you taking time out for a couple of hours, if you can spare it, and joining us here on the Father and Son Windows and Doors Home Team. Well, without any further ado, let's bring in a guy whose head has probably been spinning this week, trying to keep up with all of the activity with the Tampa Bay Rays, our Rays insider, Steve Carney. Steve, welcome back to the Father and Son Home Team.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
We're doing great. What a week it's been for the Rays, huh?
Yeah, that's saying it mildly. I mean, the fact is that they've had plenty of struggles here on the field. And now with the moves that were made at the deadline, starting with the trade of Danny Jansen and leading all the way up through, dealing Taj Bradley and Zach Littell right at the deadline. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah, and the Jose Caballero actually happened during the Rays-Yankees game on Thursday afternoon, and they showed Caballero just saying goodbye to all the players in the dugout. It was pretty drama-related television.
Yeah, and the fact that he didn't have to get on the plane to come back. He was
Yeah.
already in the Bronx, made life easier for him.
And ironically, they were going to Miami. So he still got to go back to Florida after the Yankee series, but just to the different part of the state. And, of course, he made an error in last night's game that caused the Yankees to actually, the Marlins tied it, and they went on to win. But overall, Steve, what are your thoughts on the deals that they did make?
I thought that, Eric Neander and company did a good job of addressing some pieces that they knew they weren't going to have back next year, getting other, cogs to put in those spots. And I looked at Zach Littell's trade, and I was saying to somebody, they traded a guy that they got for nothing and built him into a guy who's going to make a lot of money on the free agent market next season. He's going to be a $15, $17 million a year guy as a starting pitcher. He's really done that for himself. And so what they ended up getting for him was a pitcher in Brian Van Bell, who is very much like Littell in the efficiency and the strike throwing that he has. He's got the same sort of pitch setup as Littell, but you're going to have 6 years of control with him. Plus, they ended up getting a 21-year-old left-hander in Adam Serwanowski that they could then package with Ben Rortvedt, who they didn't want, and Paul Gervais, a serviceable reliever, but a guy who's 6'10" and could be one of those guys that breaks down early because he's got so many moving parts because of his size. And they go and they get a catcher who from the Dodgers in Hunter Fiducia that is basically blocked from getting to the big leagues, but has shown at the AAA level that he can hit. And this is one thing that the Rays fans have been clamoring for years. We want a catcher that can hit. Well, they went and got a catcher that could hit. I thought that was really smart maneuvering by the front office, being able to take a piece that they weren't going to be able to keep and get two pieces that they need.
Steve, it's been a really up and down year for the Rays. Obviously, they got off to a bit of a slow start, but then they went on a very nice streak where they were winning the majority of their games. They got, I believe, within a half game of first place at one point, but now it's gone south again, and they're really, really struggling. They've fallen 3 games under 500. Do you think there's any chance that they could have another run in them this year? They could work their way back into to possibly getting a playoff spot, a wild card playoff spot, or do you just think that it's going to be too little, too late at this point?
I would think, Jason, if they were 100% healthy, that you could certainly see them going on a streak. But obviously, they're not going to have Jonathan Aranda with the wrist fracture. There's talk that he might be done for the year because you figure it's going to be 8 weeks or so before he's back, and fully healthy. So you're probably going to be without Aranda for a large chunk, if not all, of the regular season. Yandy Diaz is banged up. Brandon Lau is banged up. Chandler Simpson is banged up. And really, the starting pitching has not really been able to get the deep runs that you need, the deep outings from them that allows them to be able to, keep the bullpen as healthy as you would like it as well. You would really need everything to go perfectly well for them to go on another streak like they did.
I was watching the other night, and it never ceases to amaze me, Steve. There's new players every time I tune in. Joe Rock. Where did they get Joe Rock from?
Yeah, Joe Rock is
out from under the rock.
Yeah, really. And he's gone back to the rock as they sent him down before yesterday's game. Joe Rock is another young pitching prospect. It seems like they've got 30 of these guys 30 different guys every year in spring training. And Joe Rock has been in big league spring training the last couple of years. And I think that he's a serviceable reliever, but not a guy that I would want to have as your A bullpen, at least not at this point.
Yeah, that's. I'm just thinking of all the marketing opportunities they have, with Chevrolet, like a Rock, and all that. But
you could have Dwayne the Rock Johnson bring him out.
Steve, I've lost track. How many catchers do they have now? Do they still have Theis?
No, Tice was designated for assignment before yesterday's game with the Marlins.
Okay.
So right now they're going with the twosome of Fortis, who they got from the Marlins, and Fiducia, who they just got from the Dodgers. So you've got two new catchers that are now having to get acclimated to a new pitching staff late in the season. I think that's another piece that's going to really hold the Rays back from making one of those runs. Though I think both of these guys are both very serviceable to very good catchers.
Want to say hello to Jesse, Paul, and Linda, all watching on Facebook Live. Glad to have all of you with us. Steve, my final question here. With the Rays having new catchers, new pitchers daily, how does that affect a pitching staff when you've got not just one, but two new catchers to work with?
Yeah, I think it is going to be an adjustment process, and I think that's part of what August and September is going to end up being, because with Fortis and Fiducia, these are guys that you're going to have for a while. So they're going to be able to get acclimated to a pitching staff, and these are guys that are going to be around. But for, the Drew Rasmussens and the Shane Bozes and the like, and, the Pete Fairbankses and Mason Montgomerys and Garrett Clevingers, this is all going to be an adjustment period for the entire pitching staff.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I guess we've solved the problem of whether or not playoff games should be at Steinbrenner Field. They were going to allow it, but maybe baseball knew something we didn't as far as it becoming a moot point here in early August.
Yeah, probably. I think that's probably a safe assumption to make. Although I will tell you that in 2011, I was talking with Sean Rodriguez at about this time. It was right after the trade deadline, and they were, I think, 8 games out of a wild card berth. And I asked him if he learned more from his team and his teammates when they were having troubles or when they were struggling, as opposed to being successful. And he turned to me and he said, dude, we've got a lot more baseball to play. And I remember after game 162, I was in the clubhouse and I sidled up next to him. And I said, dude, you have no idea how happy I am to be wrong.
There you go. And well, they're embarking on, I don't even know how many games there are on this trip, but I know it's 4 different teams.
I think it's 12.
Yeah. Angels, Mariners, A's, and Giants.
But there's still time left. They can work their way back into it if they start.
And you look at it, the A's sold off. You're not going to have to worry about seeing Mason Miller or JP Sears. So that's a good sign. And, if you can get the momentum going on the road, who knows what can happen.
Yeah, that's for sure. And being out there, they're going to be out on the West Coast in that Pacific time zone for 2 weeks, playing 12 games against 4 different teams. At least you can stay acclimated to the same time zone.
Right.
It's not like going from the central to the west to the mountain, back to the west, and then central. They'll be staying in the Pacific time zone for the 4 teams.
Absolutely. It's a nice thing to have when you got that consistency.
All right, Steve, thank you so much. We're going to be sending you out a gift card to our friends at Iris 31. So I hope that you'll enjoy that.
You've just made my day, my friend.
Well, it's on its way to you in about 3 minutes or so. So be watching your email.
I will do so. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks,
we
Steve.
appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, it's time for our top of the hour trivia question. And I said it involves Jason Alessi. And Jason, the top of the hour trivia question is, how long have you been with the home team? How long, how many years? There's a limit of 2 guesses per person because, you can just start naming off all the numbers and you'll eventually get it. So a limit of 2 guesses per person. But we want to know how long Jason Alessi has been with the home team. Do you know how long, Jason?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Yes.
Very good. Well, you're not eligible.
I know.
But anyway, because there's an Alessi gift card on the line here. So anyway, that is our question for today. You can do it on Facebook Live or when you call in, a limit of 2 guesses per person. Hour number 2 of the home team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
WTAN, Clearwater.
FM 106.1.
WDCF, Dade City.
FM 102.3.
Listen.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Michael Wallace. Longtime Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell has been transferred from a Florida prison to a smaller minimum security prison camp with more amenities in Bryan, Texas. CBS's Scott McFarland has more.
The move happened exactly 1 week after Maxwell and her defense attorney, David Marcus, sat for an interview with Deputy U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche to talk about her case and the Jeffrey Epstein case. In a statement issued Friday, relatives of Virginia Giuffre, Epstein's most vocal and visible abuse victim, blasted the Trump administration for transferring Maxwell, calling it a horror and outrage and preferential treatment. The president has not ruled out clemency for Maxwell. We asked Maxwell's defense attorney if a pardon is being discussed or negotiated, and he has not responded.
A Federal Reserve governor has announced she will retire next week. Adriana Kluger didn't give a reason why, but President Trump claims she's stepping down because she disagrees with Fed Chairman Jerome Powell's reluctance to cut interest rates.
I have a open spot on the Federal Reserve Board. I'm very happy about that.
The Fed left interest rates unchanged again this week. In Tel Aviv, protesters greeted U.S. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff as he arrived to meet with the families of the Israeli hostages still being held in Hamas. Yesterday, he visited a humanitarian site in Gaza and promised to improve the delivery of food to the region. CBS's Deborah Pata.
International experts warn this week that a worst-case scenario of famine is now playing out in Gaza, where aid has either been blocked or severely restricted since March. Ibrahim Daim is an amputee, forced to make this perilous journey for food in his wheelchair to feed his children. I must face death itself just to get a bag of flour. If I don't, we starve, he said. But it is flour mixed with blood.
Bad news for fans of the HBO series And Just Like That.
Showrunner Michael Patrick King says the series will end after the current third season concludes. Sarah Jessica Parker played the Carrie Bradshaw character in And Just Like That and its prequel, Sex and the City, which ran from 1998 to 2004 and also spawned a couple of movies. She called the shows in a post, all joy, adventure, the greatest kind. Sex and the City focused on 30-something friends in New York City. The sequel series picked up their lives as 50-somethings.
I gotta stop playing dating bingo.
Michael Toscano, CBS News.
SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft docked with the International Space Station. 4 astronauts are replacing a crew that's been up there since March. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Get renter's insurance to protect the things that make your place a home, including coverage for theft or damage. Visit Progressive.com.
Enough
is enough.
Is enough.
And if you've heard enough of the conservative right-wing agenda that overwhelms the Tampa Bay AM radio band, won't you join me, Ed Golly, every Thursday morning at 10 o'clock for The Voice of Reason?
No spin, no alternative facts. Just refreshing straight talk concerning the events of the day.
That's Thursday, 10 a.m. on the TAN Talk Radio Network.
Do you have questions after being injured in a car accident or injured because of someone's negligence? Do you feel overwhelmed or uncertain about the next steps after being injured in a crash? The personal injury attorneys at Peronic, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes have been helping their injured clients since 1955 and are now on this radio station to provide guidance to you. Listen to FLA Law each Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. Let their decades of experience help you and your family. Offices in Clearwater, non-attorney spokesman.
This is the radio program with Spectrum 360. This is Mark Skogman
and TK Weeks.
Hosts of Spectrum 360 on the 6 stations of the TAN Talk Radio Network. Spectrum 360 is a talk radio program that features politics, the arts, and popular culture from a progressive point of view. Spectrum 360 broadcasts for 1 hour weekly on Monday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Time and anytime via webcast at Spectrum360media.com. Remember, Spectrum 360, news, politics, and arts from a creative and progressive point of view.
Hey Tampa Bay, Tammy here with the BCC Coupon Book. Tune in during drive time 5 to 6 p.m. on the Tan Talk Radio Network to hear the BCC Coupon Book radio show. We feature local small business owners with great deals for many services and restaurants in our listening area. And anyone interested in branding your business and getting your name out there, give us a call at the BCC Coupon Book, 727-804-6082. Have a great day, Tampa Bay.
That's the BCC Coupon Book, Wednesdays 5 to 6 on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. All brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, inviting you to join me and Jason Alessi for the home team every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter. Special guests, prizes, and your phone calls about the Bucs, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
The Tampa Bay Sun have won the USL Super League Championship.
When the Super Bowl ended, the ball would be in the hands of Tom Brady. I don't know why we ever think it won't.
It's time for the Father and Son's home team on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live. The home team is brought to you by Father and Son's Windows and Doors, locally owned and operated with offices in Tampa Bay and Orlando. Visit them on the web at faswd.com and mention the home team for special pricing. And now, here he is, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, Brother Pat, and welcome to hour number 2 of the home team. Well, Jason, we've had guesses of 19. Was that correct?
No, it's not.
All right. We had a guess of 21 years that you've been with the home team.
No, closer, but
all right.
No.
We had a guess of 22 years that you've been with the home team.
Closer, but no cigar.
Okay. Well, we're getting close.
Yeah.
These are all different people with different guesses here. And we had a guess of 23 years.
Bingo.
All right.
Yep.
Don in St. Petersburg nails it. 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you started back in 2002.
Yeah, and I remember, and I had previously the prior year I'd started my own show. Where Hal Jeffrey was actually one got me into radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was called Sports Beat. I was on there.
And you were on right before me.
Right afterwards.
Or right afterwards.
You were
Okay.
on beforehand. Yeah. So then when that show ended, I had a couple of guys who were I had partners on the show, but they went off to college and did other things. So yeah, you asked me to come on with you, and here we are.
Well, I listened to Jason when he was doing his show. Didn't know him at the time. I certainly knew of Alessi Bakery, but I didn't know of him, and listened to him. And I thought, this guy knows his stuff, and he could go a long way in this business, and I'd love to grab him up. And so I made the offer that if you wanted to keep your show and then continue on my show. Did you stop your show right away? Or
Yeah. Once the year was up, I think I'd done it for a contract for about a year.
So you did both shows for a little while.
No. I did my show, and then I went directly on with you.
Okay.
Afterwards.
So you stopped your show,
the show
when
that
you
I
joined
had.
me.
Right. Correct. Yes.
All right. And 23 years later, here we are,
Yep.
still
going,
still together. We've both gone through a lot together, and we have a lot of stories to share, and we've experienced a lot of life together as well. But it's become a good friendship. We go to ball games. Used to go to movies, even though you don't go to movies anymore.
That's
but we still spend a lot of time together. So we're glad to have Jason on board. 23 years now. And thank you for all that you've done. We certainly do appreciate that.
Well, thank you for inviting me on.
All right. Real quick, before we get to the phone lines, tell us about what's going on with Alessi Bakery without straining a muscle any further than you already have. Just tell us what specials there are and what's coming up.
Well, we've got with this week's specials. Let me get the mics situated there. This week's special still going on. Our assorted classic cannolis. Those are the specialty cannolis. The shells are dipped in chocolate. We have different flavors like coconut, peanut butter, tiramisu, Nutella, a variety of those, which are buy one, get one free. You can intermix the flavors there. Our strawberry masu cake, kind of similar to the tiramisu, but with a strawberry flavor. Those are buy one, get one free. And our assorted cake roll slices, kind of cakes, basically like a roll, cylinder-looking roll of cake we've cut and sliced in different pieces, put them in individual containers. Variety of different flavors, some in vanilla, some in chocolate with icing in between. So those are also buy one, get one free. Those specials will be good through today and tomorrow. And then starting on Monday, the 4th, we're going to have our assorted gourmet cupcakes, variety of cupcakes, all different flavors. Our regular fudge brownies will be buy one, get one free. And the banana masu, kind of similar to another one of those square cakes, but with the banana flavor instead of the strawberry. So those will be our specials for next week, starting on Monday through next Sunday. And, of course, at Alessi Bakery, we have a variety of items, guava turnovers, apple turnovers. We have Danishes, the eclairs, Napoleons. We have a wonderful deli offering a variety of sandwiches, Cuban sandwiches, Italian subs, turkey clubs, king clubs, and Philly cheesesteaks, burgers, and our famous scacciata pizza, our cold meat pizza is kind of one of the staples there. So we've got a little bit of everything.
I've got a trivia question for you, Jason.
Okay.
You mentioned all the different tiramisus, right?
Right.
There is a college in the United States that absolutely loves those.
Okay.
What college do you think it would
I'm
be?
going to try to get this one and get the tomatoes ready too. But you tell me.
It's the University of Missouri. Mizzou.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was so. But anyway.
Tell us your location and your hours.
Yeah, we're at 2909 West Cypress Street.
Apologies to people in Missouri.
As I said, I had to get the tomatoes ready here. About there. We're 2909 West Cypress Street, in between MacDill and Armenia, and we're open 7 days a week, Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays 8 to 6, and Sundays 9 to 4.
All right, very good. And you understand Mizzou.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Not that I agree that it was a great joke.
Just
but
trying.
also,
Just trying. But I've got the tomatoes. All right. Well, thank you very much. Let's go north of the border and almost to a foreign country to talk to our next, well, it is a foreign country, but where they speak a different language. And that is Lee from Quebec.
Sacre bleu.
Finally made it here after stops in Tennessee and Cleveland and Pittsburgh. I'm here.
I just had to ask number one, the most important question. What's the weather like? What's the temperature?
It was 53 degrees here this morning.
Now think about what we have here and up there at 53.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that 53 Fahrenheit or 53 Celsius?
No, that's 50. I'd hated to see it 53 Celsius.
Yeah,
you double it and add 20, so that would be an odd.
That's about what we have here. It feels like temperature. Yeah. Well, your mouth had to be watering with all of those Alessi specials, knowing you can't get to them.
Yeah, that's it. You didn't get that joke out of the dad joke book or anything like that.
No. I just made it up when I heard him talking about all the Mizzous.
Yes. Okay. Well, I guess you're going to have to show me.
Yeah, well, it sounds very good. Very good. Yeah, there are a lot of good dad jokes out there.
Mm-hmm.
But,
So I take it the Rays' problem of not knowing where they're going to play the playoff games has been decided since they've given up the ghost of being in the playoffs.
Right? That's kind of gone away, the talk of where they should play. And ironically, Major League Baseball had approved Steinbrenner Field. So they were going to play their games there, but even the World Series, if they made it that far, was going to be at Steinbrenner Field.
That's right, which I felt was actually the right thing to do.
Yeah,
I didn't have a problem with that at all.
I was really hoping for a Yankees-Rays American League Championship Series at Steinbrenner Field.
Yeah, that would be neat. But the Rays just haven't done their part. They just it's fun. It's a shame. It's kind of perplexing though. But I guess that's when you play so many games during the baseball regular season, you see many teams go through that ups and lows.
Yeah.
But for as good as the Rays were doing, all of a sudden, and then to now just to be completely the opposite, just falling apart. You just almost wonder how that happens, but momentum can do that. You get on, the good momentum. You get on a roll. Everyone gets their confidence. Then all it takes is to have a bad, stretch, and then the confidence is lost.
Yeah, very true.
Speaking of jokes, I saw something online this morning where the Cleveland Guardians have cleared out the lockers of two of their pitchers and installed a Bet ESPN booth.
Oh, yeah. And one of those pitchers is their star closer too.
Class A.
Yeah.
If he hadn't been suspended, I think he would have been traded.
I do too.
I think he would have been gone.
In fact, when were you in Cleveland, Lee?
Monday.
Okay, I was there 2 weeks ago. So I was there a week ahead of yours, and we went to the A's game against the Guardians, and we heard a lot of people. Class A came in the ninth inning to shut down the A's, who were mounting a comeback, and a lot of the people gave them a standing ovation, thinking this was going to be the last time they would see him. Little did they know, I wouldn't bet on that. That it would be the last time you see him.
No, I wouldn't bet on that either. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah.
But I know they don't play. They play everybody that's under 500 the rest of the way. So they have the schedule of baseball.
Well, you
so
never
know.
I think they're only a couple of games back, but problem is they've got to jump over Texas. They've got to jump over Seattle or Boston.
Yeah, right. And the Rays have to jump over all of them.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah,
right. There's three games out of the wild card, but Detroit's kind of faltering of late, so there might be a low. They're only seven out of Detroit, so I got to say.
Detroit has really been struggling. They're another one of those teams that
got off to an excellent start.
Yeah, really started off
like things show you how things can change.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So Milwaukee has the best record in baseball now, which is really surprising.
Yeah, it's gone from the Dodgers to the Tigers to now Milwaukee. And it's what we've been saying. Teams are just jockeying. Reminds me of a horse race, where one horse jumps out and then it starts to fade.
But we also know that a couple seasons ago, the teams that had the best records didn't get anywhere near the World Series. So even having a great record or playing your best around that time, it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
And anybody but LA and the Yankees, no one I will repeat of that series. Just don't want it again.
I want to see different teams in the mix as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, Lee, it's good to hear from you. Thanks so much for calling us. And
I'll check in every once in a while, especially when hockey season starts. So.
Please do.
Gotta enjoy that weather.
Yeah,
it's nice.
We always want to check in with our friends in Quebec.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right.
Au
revoir. There you go. I know a little bit of French, Comme vous appelez-vous means how are you? And
I think that avoir means goodbye.
Yeah.
I figure that.
Comme s'appelle-t-elle, I think is what is your name? That's what I know a little bit of French, just enough to be dangerous. But
Sacré bleu. I mean, I guess that's an expression of, I don't know, shock and awe or something.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's what they say at Amalie Arena when the reporters get on the elevator and the trash comes in right behind them. Sacré bleu. But anyway, we need to hit a break. We're going to endeavor to reach Ben Smith from T&D Golf. Right. He was so busy last time, we couldn't get him on. We're going to try again this time. And Mario pointed out, thank you, Mario, that the Rays do have 3 off days on this long road trip coming up. One of them, though, is at the very end when they're flying back from the final city, which, of course, will be the Giants. So anyway, just want to point that out. Good to have you with us, Mario. Always appreciate your input. More of the Father and Son Windows and Doors Home Team coming up on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, Mizzou, Tiramisu.
Waka waka.
And Facebook.
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com. Looking for a fun, affordable Saturday night out with the family? Check out the excitement of minor league baseball and then stay for an amazing fireworks display over Baycare Ballpark after Saturday night Clearwater Threshers home games. Whether you're hanging out with our mascot Finley or getting an autograph from your favorite minor league players, there's always something fun to do for everyone in the family. So go to threshersbaseball.com to get your Saturday night tickets now. And don't miss the best fireworks in Tampa Bay. I have great news. Vienna all-beef hot dogs and delicious Hershey's ice cream are once again back in Pinellas County. What once was Daddy Dogs is now Joe's Hot Dogs under new ownership, right at the corner of 580 and McMullen Booth Road in Safety Harbor. The best hot dog in the world, Vienna all-beef, with any toppings you like, is back in Pinellas County. Joe's Hot Dogs is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sundays from 11 to 7. Mention the Home Team and get 20% off your bill. This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory.
For the first time ever, the Home Team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's B-E-T-T-S, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need, from clothing by AFCO and Skinny Water Culture to Shimano and Daiwa Reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just half a mile south of Almerton in Largo. Online at customfishing.com.
When you talk about ice rink development in West Central Florida, one name stands alone: Iceman Development, LLC. Gordy Zimmerman, president and founder of Iceman Development, has played an integral part in the construction of the Ice Sports Forum in Brandon, the training home of the three-time Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Advent Health Center Ice Complex, a multi-million-dollar facility boasting 150,000 square feet, and ranked the top indoor ice rink facility by both the USA Today and Yelp. Iceman Development is currently involved in creating yet another outstanding ice rink facility in Trinity in Pasco County. Iceman's company mission is to build community projects that impact the area both in quality of life and economic growth. For more information, visit icemandevelopment.com. That's Iceman with 2 N's, development.com.
Thanks for staying with us. Now more of the home team with Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the home team. And again, thanks to Steve Carney for joining us on the program today. And we tried to reach Ben Smith, but he, again,
he's a busy man.
Such a busy man. And I always said this is what happens when you advertise on the home team.
That's right.
Speaking of which, our friends at the Bearded Plumber, who have been a sponsor now for quite a while, they were out replacing a water heater for me at the condo. And the people that are the condo owners, the HOA, went up and talked to them. And, of course, from the 2 hurricanes, we had massive flooding on the first floor of the condo complex. So they got the job for the entire first floor of the entire complex. And by the way, the people are extremely happy with the work of the Bearded Plumber.
Fantastic.
And the HOA president, who, as you know, HOA presidents are never happy with anything. He is happy with the job the Bearded Plumber is doing.
Well, good. Well, they do a great job.
I'll tell you what, if you need a plumber, that's the people to call, the Bearded Plumber. And you can just Google them online, the Bearded Plumber, and you'll get all the information that you need. Let's go back to the phone lines. We have Don from St. Petersburg joining us. He got the trivia question correct with his second guess of 23 years. Welcome to the FAS Windows and Doors show, Don.
Good morning. Yes, I do remember when Jason had his own show.
Uh-huh.
Believe it or not, I was not a caller back in that era, but I do remember hearing it, and I remember Paul's show was around that same time after that.
Yes.
And I was surprised that one day, all of a sudden, there was a home team with Jason Alessi.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Do you remember what station that was?
I think 1040.
That was my guess.
Because you had a show on 1010 as well, right? At one point with one of the former NFL players.
Oh no, I did something briefly on for a little bit, like early in the morning.
Yeah.
It was on whichever was the CBS radio, I think.
Okay. Yeah. But you're correct. That is it was 1040.
1040. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. No, I do remember listening to both of you on 1040 back in the day, which is, it's hard to believe it's almost 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
23 years to be exact.
It is.
But 2 reasons why I'm calling. Number one, if the sale goes through with the Rays, the ownership changing and building a stadium, how much longer do you think that St. Pete would be able to keep the Rays? Because since there's no shovel in the ground right now, how long do you think it would take to build a stadium?
Well, I'm thinking the Rays, they have an obligation to play there through the 28th season, which is 3 more baseball seasons that there'll be a Tropicana Field. I think it's going to be 4. I think the soonest they could have a new stadium ready would be for the 2029 season.
Yeah, probably.
So I'm thinking that they're going to extend that lease for at least a year, and then who knows where the stadium will be. I mean, you mentioned there's no shovel in the ground. There's not even any real estate owned.
The reports, the reports are that the new ownership wants it in Tampa.
Right, but does that mean Ybor? Does that mean the fairgrounds? Does that mean West Shore, Steinbrenner in that area?
I've heard either that maybe around Ybor or the Channel Side area.
Right. So my guess, Don, is that it's going to take at least a year to sort that out as to where the stadium's going to be and get all the purchase of land and all of that. And that's even before the first shovel goes in the ground, which will be 3 more years after that. So according to my math, it's going to be 4 years at the earliest that they're playing in a new stadium.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. 2029 might be their last year in St. Pete, even if they play part of a season before another stadium is going to open up again.
Heaven forbid that this would happen. But if, let's say, just for the sake of conversation, that they've nailed down a location in Tampa, wherever it may be. And St. Pete, they go to the St. Pete and say, we need to stay at Tropicana Field for another year. And the city of St. Petersburg says, I'm sorry, we're not going to extend that lease because we have other plans for the building.
Mm-hmm.
Could they be back at Steinbrenner Field for one more year, the
Yeah.
2029 season?
Possibly.
Or 28 season?
Sure. Or some minor league ballpark
Yeah.
until they can play in the new stadium. Yeah, that could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Because, obviously the relationship, it's never been the best between the, Tampa and St. Pete officials. And if St. Pete knows that the team, they thought they were going to keep the team there, and now it's going to go to the Tampa side of the bridge, they'll be none too happy about that.
Yeah. The only thing is maybe with the new ownership that they'll be able to smooth things over with St. Pete and cut some kind of a deal.
Right.
If they need an extra year at Tropicana Field.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly it's good for the city of St. Petersburg to have one more year of Rays baseball
That's
there.
right.
And all the businesses around, and certainly. And by the way, Don, I don't know if you've heard this, but our good friend Mark Ferguson over at Ferg Sports Bar, and I'm going to try and get him on the show for next week, they have been nominated as one of the top 100 sports bars in the country by USA Today.
Fabulous.
So we're going to try and get him there to talk about that. And it's quite a feather in the cap that USA Today has them in the top 100 when you consider the country, how many sports bars there are.
That's a lot. That's very impressive.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind that they're a lot closer to like 20 or 30, the number 20 in best sports bars.
Well, that's why I want to get Mark on.
Yeah. Better and better every time I go in.
Yeah.
Yep.
He has really expanded quite a bit, and we're going to try and get him on for next week and talk about that.
The funny part is you go in there, you never know who you're going to run into. And I've seen some ex-big leaguers in there just having dinner, and I'm surprised, but I guess it's just one of those places that most people have a good feeling when they go there.
Yeah, for sure.
But the other question I had today was, what did you think of the, I would say, incident with the commissioner of baseball and Bryce Harper, where Bryce Harper said, "I don't want to hear anymore. Get out of my clubhouse."
And you cleaned that up a lot because he used a few expletives.
I didn't even hear about that.
Yeah,
that happened.
Yeah, he was talking to the Phillies about a possible salary cap, that baseball was looking into a salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only one of the big four sports that doesn't have one. And Bryce Harper just unloaded on him. And this is the commissioner. And a lot of people are calling for the commissioner to suspend Bryce Harper for using that kind of language
towards
that
him.
Begins with the letter F.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it at that. But
then you know what happened the next day? The commissioner tried to call Bryce Harper, and Bryce Harper wouldn't take the call.
Yeah, not surprised at all. But I think there has to be some kind of disciplinary action.
Yeah, you can't have players acting that way.
Yeah.
I mean that reflects poorly on the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think after the 2026 season, when the contract, the CBA runs out, that there's a very good chance there may be a strike for 2027?
Yeah, I think that's a definite possibility. And in a way, that could work to the Rays' benefit if there is, because that might give them time to get that stadium, the new stadium, built. They could continue building the stadium even while the strike is on.
Of course, we know how devastating. I don't think baseball has fully recovered from the '94 strike.
Yeah, a lot of people were just so fed up they walked away.
You think about it, that's going back 30 years now.
Mm-hmm.
That had a long-lasting impact. You can only imagine if something like that were to happen again.
Yeah.
In a sport that is already losing fans and is less popular.
And not only that, Jason, but in the fact that if you look at inflation, that people are having a hard time paying their rent, having a hard time paying their mortgage. They have to choose between medicine or food as far as, what they're going to forego. People aren't going to be sympathetic towards this.
No, absolutely not.
Happens.
Going back to Bryce Harper, I think back in the day when he was talking about getting some record contract in the multi-millions, and he kind of jokingly said, "Hey, don't sell me short." You know, and now he's going to have a blow up. I mean, with the amount of money he's making at the commissioner for suggesting a salary cap, he's got some nerve.
Yeah. And people will not be sympathetic.
No,
I don't
absolutely
think at all.
not.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a bad sign if there's another strike, especially in Florida. If spring training is wiped out for the better part of March. I would say that's not going to go over well here in the state.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, a lot of people plan vacations around spring training.
I mean, there's businesses. I mean, there's ramifications all over the place, and it's a domino effect. No, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
Plus, the Phillies right now are in talks with Clearwater about possible changes to the area around Baycare Ballpark as well as the ballpark itself.
What does that entail?
Well, it means that what they want to do is where there are some buildings there that are occupied, some are not. Around where the parking area is on the west end. I don't know if you've seen. There's a tile placed right there. They would like to have a hotel, restaurant. The Phillies are interested in doing that with Pinellas County and as well as Clearwater. So the talks were put off for a couple of years. Now they, according to the Times, and they have to go by whatever the Times thinks might be happening. They're negotiating again, but of course the money has gone way up since 3 or 4 years ago when they first discussed it. They would like to have an area sort of like, I hate to say what the Battery is in Atlanta. When you go to a game, you can go there for 6 hours. You could be at that facility for around 6 hours, 3 hours for a game, and then after the game you would go to either a bar or a restaurant, or you stay in the hotel that they want to also build. There's one corner of that property where they want to build a hotel.
And this is all for 1 month, basically, the month of March, that this would really have an impact, because for the Thresher games, it's pretty much the local people that go. So,
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the Threshers draw about 130,000 people, which is a lot. And it would certainly bring in a little more business if they had like a Battery situation. But as far as spring training goes, when you average almost 8,800 people a game, that's a lot of people for 17 games.
Yeah, very true. Well, Don, always good to hear from you. We appreciate it. And you are in the lead for the month of August on the trivia.
All right.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate it.
Gentlemen.
Okay.
Thanks,
we need to hit a break, and then Anthony's going to join us on the other side. Hang on there, Anthony. You took my breath away. He'll join us on the other side here on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team on the Tan Talk Radio Network, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
I have great news. Vienna all-beef hot dogs and delicious Hershey's ice cream are once again back in Pinellas County. What once was Daddy Dogs is now Joe's Hot Dogs under new ownership, right at the corner of 580 and McMullen Booth Road in Safety Harbor. The best hot dog in the world, Vienna all-beef, with any toppings you like, is back in Pinellas County. Joe's Hot Dogs is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sundays from 11 to 7. Mention the home team and get 20% off your bill. You don't have to wait any longer or travel to Tampa to get the best hot dog in the world, Vienna all-beef hot dogs. Not to mention delicious Hershey's ice cream in a wide variety of flavors. Joe's Hot Dogs at the corner of McMullen Booth Road and State Route 580 in Safety Harbor. Mention the home team and save 20%. Check them out on Facebook. Just search Joe's Hot Dogs. My favorite restaurant in all of Tampa Bay is J. Alexander's at the corner of Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of I-275 in Tampa. The prime rib is to die for. Steaks are just as mouthwatering, and that's not all. Seafood like salmon, ahi tuna, shrimp, or crab cakes. Don't forget the salads and appetizers like my favorite French onion soup, and top it all off with a homemade dessert. J. Alexander's in Tampa at Dale, Mabry, and Cypress, just south of 275. Open 7 days, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Reservations suggested but not necessary.
Looking to elevate your brand with custom apparel? Look no further than Athletic House, your one-stop shop for screen printing and embroidery in Clearwater. Whether you need embroidery on your polos or full-color logos screen printed on T-shirts, our expert team will bring your vision to life with precision and quality. Family-owned and operated for over 20 years, we pride ourselves on the personal attention we give to all our customers. Making your team look good is our business. Athletic House. Call us today for a quote.
This is Paul Porter. You know, with the schedule I keep working for the Lightning and Buccaneers, a good night's sleep is a must for me. That's why I'm happy to tell you about the Original Mattress Factory. Their mattresses are hand-built right here in Tampa Bay with the highest quality at a very reasonable price. They aren't like these other mattress companies that'll jack their prices up every holiday and then do a so-called super discount during their so-called sale. You actually end up paying more than what the mattress is worth. The secret is with OMF, you're getting factory direct pricing and eliminating the middleman retailer. There's no high-pressure salespeople either. OMF is employee-owned, and they make it all about you. Double-sided mattresses, and they even email you when it's time to flip your mattress. Stop by their factory on Almerton Road in Clearwater and see for yourself, or visit one of their stores in Tampa or Brandon. There's nothing like a good night's sleep, and you'll get it with the Original Mattress Factory, and you'll get it for less. The Original Mattress Factory. Happy 60th birthday, Cambridge Christian School. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Porter, voice of the Lightning, here to tell you about the exciting growth happening here at CCS. Coming this fall is our state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot high school and STEM lab. For over 60 years, Cambridge Christian's award-winning academics, athletics, and the arts has been changing the way you think about Christian education. Visit us today at ccslancers.com. After a car accident, there are many questions that you need answers to. Who pays for my car repairs? Who pays for the medical bills? What about my lost wages? And more. The personal injury law firm of Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes has been answering these questions for their clients for nearly 70 years. Since 1955, they've been a voice of the injured in the legal system. As one of the longest established law firms in Tampa Bay, Pernick, Caulfield, Averill, and Noyes is here to answer your questions. Listen to their live call-in radio show on this channel every Tuesday evening from 5 to 6 p.m. or call them at 727-796-8282 or visit them at voiceoftheinjured.com. Offices Clearwater, non-attorney spokesperson. If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments, no interest, and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the Home Team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. There when you need them, FAS Windows and Doors, FASWD.com.
Now let's get back to the home team with the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Porter.
Thank you very much, and welcome to the home team on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. Let's get right to the phone lines. Anthony waiting for us. Anthony, thanks for calling back. You're on the home team.
Yeah, man. Good to hear you back. Jason did a great job last weekend with Big Ed, though.
He always does.
Were in good control there.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm comfortable to turn the show in Jason's hands.
He's a wealth of knowledge for sure. When you mention that one theatrical clown act, the music act, whatever, just tells me that the good music ended in the late 80s. There's nothing new or original or inspirational coming out of the music industry. So let me get to the Rays. Not so much with the Paul Olsen or Charlie Slow's years, but more towards the Andy Freed and Dave Wills season and the 9 years of Joe Madden. Those to me were, and I've spoken to Rays fans whether it's at a Walmart or wherever I come across them, and they agree with me that those 9 years of Madden were the worst years of local support for the Rays, and I'm talking about at the time the flagship station, because you could not call in to support the team without having to go through all the red tape, that means screeners, in support of the teams. But yet when they were being lambasted by the international or by the national radio, especially Fox Sports, and you spoke up on the team's behalf, that was the only way you can actually communicate some support for the team, the local team. I think the fact that that's kind of it's carried on over to the lack of support the team's been getting, because when you criticize a team and the coach and the manager for so long, fans get turned off.
Mm-hmm.
And this experiment that I categorize the Rays as in unity with the Bandits and the mutiny, I would have thought they would have folded maybe 2 years after 2014, which was Madden's last year here.
Yeah.
The unceremoniously way he was treated by the voices on certain one particular radio station, I won't name them, but it's obvious. To me, it's I'm in the phase they're in right now. Okay, so they got new owners. They're going to be eyeing 3 specific areas in Tampa. What's the situation with traffic? I mean, Tampa has a horrible traffic scenario. I mean, you look at the venue where the Lightning play, that whole jam session that's taking place from Bayshore, Cleveland, or just the way there. It's just a horrible, man. It's like and so, and then you go to the fairgrounds. Okay, I've been to the fairgrounds. The last time I was there in late 2010, there might be somewhat sufficient parking areas, but again, what's the traffic going to be like?
You would have to do something with the infrastructure there. No question
They'll
about
have to
it.
take that into consideration. And again, if you build other, for parking, other parking garages or something along those lines.
But I particularly think that the fairgrounds is a very good location geographically, with the intersection of I-4 and I-75 right there. You got the Hard Rock right
Casino,
across the interstate from them. I think that would be a very good location. I know a lot of people have talked about right at where the Raymond James Stadium is, somewhere adjacent to that.
Well, a lot of other ballparks have done that in other cities where you have a football team and a baseball team.
Kansas City.
The stadiums are right there near each other, if not next to each other. So we'll see. But that add complication of parking as well.
Himes, Dale Mabry, Columbus, Buffalo, or Martin Luther King. It's just the congestion would be horrible. And then they're talking about Ybor City. Ybor City would be ideal because it has sufficient places for people to go eat before and after the game. But again, the parking scenario there is just not fitting for the host of baseball ballpark.
One possible scenario I could see, though, Anthony, is have people park downtown where there are plenty of parking garages there, and then taking the trolley over to Ybor for the game. I could see something like that.
There could be different options there. I'm just curious to see how much the attendance would go up and how consistent it would be.
Jason.
Because again, I know people have talked about the location not being ideal with Tropicana Field, but of course when the Lightning played over there, they went over and they packed the place. And I just have questioned, is it really the location or is it more of a sport issue with baseball and the fact that they play so many games in baseball and the fact that the Tampa Bay has 2 other professional sports teams who many people support, have season tickets for. How much money is there to go around for the Rays? And when there's so many games played, how many people are going to go?
And again, everybody said if they move them to Tampa, they'll draw much better. They've been nights where the 10,000 seats at Steinbrenner aren't all filled.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would do better. Would it be significantly better? I don't know. I mean, certainly at first, I think you'll see a lot of people go out of curiosity when the stadium first opens. Then it would depend, I think, on how well the team is doing. If the team is winning, if they're doing very well, you could see it be consistent a while. But again, then when hockey season starts, when football season starts, when all three sports are going to be going around the same time, you wonder about that too.
Yeah. Anthony,
Jason, I'm glad you brought that up. Real quickly, I was looking through some old pages of the Tampa Tribune I saved. One particular page says they sell out only on the opening day, and I have that framed, and it's just it makes a statement. Yeah, okay, so they move it to Tampa. Give me a guarantee that the fans are going to show up besides opening day, and if it's a pretty successful season, maybe closing day. But other than that, I'm pessimistic. I'm sorry. I'm pessimistic.
Anthony, we're up against the break, but thanks so much for your opinions. Always good to hear from you. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
All right. We need to hit our final break, and then we'll come back and wrap things up here on the home team, on the Father and Son Windows and Doors home team. Tan Talk Radio Network, FM 106.1, 102.3, Facebook Live. And
this is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you suffered damage from either or both Hurricanes Helene or Milton and are in need of some new windows or a new door, FAS Windows and Doors is the place to turn. Locally owned and operated, they can get you the best possible products at the best possible price. Now, right now, they're offering a $100 rebate on all windows and a $200 rebate on all doors. Financing is available with no payments and no interest and no money down for 24 months. Just go to their website, faswd.com. That's faswd.com to schedule an appointment and check out their inventory. It pays to shop local and to go to a company that stands behind both their products and their service. Tell them you heard about them on the home team with Paul Porter, and they'll take special care of you. They're there when you need them. FAS Windows and Doors, faswd.com.
Beach Dogs Friday are back this summer. On the last Friday home game of the month, the Clearwater Threshers become their alternate identity, the Clearwater Beach Dogs. Presented by Veterinary Emergency Group. Beach Dog Fridays are dog-friendly, and each dog ticket benefits a local pet charity each month. Bring your pup to play on the berm, eat a hot dog, and maybe meet our bat dog, Lucy May. Dog tickets are available for purchase in person at the Baycare Ballpark box office. All other tickets are available at threshersbaseball.com. One of the questions I'm often asked is, how do you do it? With my busy schedule of working for the Lightning, Buccaneers, and the home team, I need to be in very good health. One person I have to thank for keeping me in good health for years is Dr. Troy Stirk of Stirk Family Medicine. He's helped me keep my blood pressure in check, my heart running smoothly, and an overall healthy feeling that is confirmed by my lab results. If you're looking for a good family physician, I heartily recommend Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine. You can reach his office at 813-264-7922. That's 813-264-7922. I'll tell you, Dr. Stirk is fantastic, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way if you become one of his patients. So now that you know my secret to staying healthy with a busy schedule, it's your turn. Call Dr. Troy Stirk at Stirk Family Medicine, 813-264-7922.
For the first time ever, the home team is endorsing a place for all of you fishermen. And the winner is Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton Road in Largo. Betts, that's Betts, is open 7 days a week from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday and 9 to 4 on Sunday. Everything you need from clothing to AFCO and skinny water culture to Shimano and Daiwa reels. They also do repair of your equipment. Betts Fishing Center on Starkey Road, just a half mile south of Ulmerton in Largo, and online at customfishing.com.
10 years ago, my wife and I started a nonprofit ministry to help victims of domestic violence called Reach Out, Speak Out. Would you consider a donation to help our ministry? If you'd like to join our auxiliary board or just be a friend to Reach Out, Speak Out by helping with your time, talents, or treasures whenever you're available, please contact us by visiting reachoutspeakout.org. Please send your donation to Post Office Box 4979, Tampa, Florida 33677, 5013C number 47163. 0804. Much like the weather, your life could change at the drop of a hat. Don't be caught unprepared. You don't know what will happen tomorrow, but no matter what happens to you, you can make sure your loved ones are provided for with a life insurance policy from Auto Owners Insurance. Meet with a local independent agent and secure a policy now to rest easy knowing you're protecting the ones you love. Visit Vermost Insurance in Tampa Bay today at vermost.com.
The Florida State Fairgrounds is home to so much more than just the fair that runs every February. Concerts, trade shows, conferences, and competitions are all just a few of the things you'll find at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater all year long. For the very latest information and schedules, visit floridastatefair.com. The Florida State Fair and so much more, all happening at the Florida State Fairgrounds and Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater. We'll see you at the Florida State Fairgrounds.
Did you know that Cambridge Christian School Athletic Department was honored with the Kerry McDonald Award as the 2A Athletic Program of the Year for the second consecutive year? The CCS Lancers have had 71 district championships, 21 regional championships, 5 state championships, and 37 Final Four teams. Over 200 of our student athletes have signed to play at the college level, and one has joined an NFL team. Visit us today at ccslancers.com.
Time for more of the home team. Here again are Paul Porter and Jason Alessi.
Thank you very much. Welcome back to the home team. Glad to have you with us in our final segment here today. Boy, the time has flown by, Jason.
Yes, it has.
It really has. And Mario had a comment. He's concerned about the playing surface for the new indoor stadium once it gets built. And you really can't play on a grass stadium. You can't do a grass stadium indoors.
Everything is true. Of course, the turf has gotten a lot better, where it's not like cement anymore, like it was in the early days. I mean, they actually do something that's more comfortable, but that's just the way it is. The grass can't grow indoors.
Yeah, the pounding on the ankles and all that with the artificial surface, but you're right. They have come a long way as far as that goes.
Sure. And there's a lot of, a lot of places, a lot of stadiums have the retractable roof, but when you look at it, it's closed the majority of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess if it's, I don't know, do those have grass or do they have? They probably have artificial.
I think it's artificial.
It is artificial. If it's going to be closed most of the time. Yeah.
Well, it's something that we'll see hopefully by 2029.
Yes.
This whole thing will be answered, and we'll see where things are going.
The important thing is there's new ownership that's wants to keep them in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have a baseball team here for the long run to root on. That's the key. The team is not going to be moving or looking to move, and that's the number one thing. And hopefully the stadium's in a good location, and that when it does get built, the fans will support it and will support the team, and the team will be successful.
Well, next Saturday, we will have our first contest, which we'll be doing this every week until the Super Bowl. Our first contest, and in preseason, it's kind of meaningless to try and pick the score, but we'll do it anyway. It's preseason for our listeners as well. So next week, we'll have you pick the final score of the Bucs-Titans game. That'll be coming up that night on Saturday, and we'll do that all the way through the regular season and all the way into the postseason. I want to thank Steve Carney for taking time to join us today. We appreciate that. Sorry we couldn't hook up with Ben Smith, but
try again next week.
That's what happens when you advertise on the home team. Right. In fact, Thomas Soddett, Bearded Plumber, says since he's been advertising on the home team, he's added 2 trucks and 4 laborers as well. So
good times come.
Yeah, When you advertise on the home team, you have good times. That's for sure. We will be talking with you again next Saturday, 9 o'clock. You're here, Jason, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Not going to be gone until
No.
after Labor Day.
That's
I'll be here if I don't keep falling.
Keep falling, yeah.
We'll look forward
hopefully
to
my muscle pull will be better by then too.
Yeah,
So we'll see.
yeah. Jason and I are both on the disabled list for the immediate future, but we'll try and be better by next Saturday. That's for sure. And again, thanks to Steve Carney for joining us on the program today. We will talk to you next Saturday at 9 o'clock right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network, the father and son windows and doors home team, AM 1340 and 1350, FM 106.1, 102.3, and Facebook
Live.